Well, which one of these two teams will be in the grand final on Sunday week? 80 minutes will tell. Eastern Suburbs kicked off. Vorton's in possession and takes a pretty solid tackle just inside the quarter. Manly running from left to right in possession in their maroon uniform. Eastern Suburbs right to left with their tricolour uniform, red, white and blue. Well, Shearer found a bit of space to get a kick in down there. There's plenty of chasers. Well, they've surrounded Gary Worth. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of the Manly Warringah side were up there on the kick. Shearer getting a similar sort of a reception from the Eastern Suburbs forward again. It's not a particularly strong kick, David. The wind, is that playing any part in the game?
It's a breeze that will favour the Manly Warringah side in this first half. It's a gusting breeze, and we saw yesterday that it turned around and favoured the side running right to left in the second half. So that's the decision. Paul Vorton has elected to win the toss and run with the breeze in the first half, and tremendous pressure on their two prop forwards, Daly and Pocock, because already we've seen Rampling and Shepherd, as they did in that match at Henson Park, taking it right up to this Manly defence.
Well, Shepherd's taking it up right now, and he comes to grief 10 metres inside the Manly half. Gilmeister at dummy half there, tries to go for a jog. There's the last tackle coming up now. Chuella, away to McGahn, switches the play back to Spina. Spina out to Brendan Hall, and that will be a handover. That's 10 metres outside the Manly quarter.
And very quick to notice that replacement for Lydon, Joe Lydon, the wing David French in 16 is out there in the centres, and David Smith in 3 has moved from the centre position where he has been most of the season out onto the left wing for Eastern Suburbs.
Dale Shearer running from dummy half. We're still about 7 metres outside the Manly quarter. Very much like a game of drafts at the moment. Pocock coming to grief there. He's trying to get himself powering forward, but they're stopping him before he can get there. Lyons. Good defence there from Chuella, is the main contributor in that tackle. And there's a penalty. Failure to get away from the tackle player. Hall was the other defender on that occasion, but that man there, Chuella.
Well, Cliff Lyons is going to attract them like flies all afternoon long. Teams that win competitions rely upon good half 5-8 combinations, and Cliff Lyons calls the shots for Manly. They've had the fortnight's layoff now. If there's any communication problems for the Sea Eagles, it'll be around the rucks. Cliff Lyons has got to be dominant, and so is Malcolm Cochran out of the dummy half roll.
Well, there's a terrible mistake by Manly, failing to find touch from a penalty. Gilmeister away to Shepherd. Shepherd's got it out to McGahn. McGahn on the fly to Spina. Spina hit hard by Lyons, stopped him dead in his tracks. That was a fierce tackle, came in very, very strongly. And Spina looks down. Now Williams is being called out. Well, there was the Lions tackle. And he's going to talk to Williams about coming in on the fallen player. The penalty goes to Eastern Suburbs. Smith to take the kick. Well, that's a good healthy punt too by G. He's got some weight behind his boot. That's gone 11 metres into Manly's half. Simpkins onto Shepherd. Shepherd taken hard and high. Got it to pass away somehow. I don't know how, but he got it to Simpkins. Chuella onto Rampling. Spina. Hall. Melrose stopped dead in his tracks by Williams. Oh, hell's bells. This is torrid stuff out in the backs, I can tell you. There's a Manly player down in the background on the other side. If you can take a sighting on that one, David. But,
I think it might be Michael O'Connor, actually, the man that's down injured, but it was a solid tackle on Rampling, and he's paid the penalty.
There's a forward pass. Now, O'Connor is going to be a little bit belated in getting up. He's taken a heck of a knock. Now, Daly's just been spoken to by the referee. Shearer coming up to play in O'Connor's position. Vorton's moved out into the backs at the moment. It's a Manly feed. Hasler's got it. Got a good pass away to Lyons. Lyons standing in a tackle, trying to get round Hall, but this young fella's come on apace this year. On to Davis, the wing. He's about 3 metres short of the halfway line. Cochrane heard a late call from Vaughton. Vaughton goes up the blind side for a gain of about 7 metres. Hasler. Oh, he's broken them up. He's made a break. He's got the pass away to Shearer. Shearer back to Vaughton. The pass gets intercepted there by Simpkins. And that was a golden opportunity for Manly. And another penalty to Eastern Suburbs. And now we've got a touch judge in.
And we've also got Michael O'Connor still in a whole heap of trouble. Certainly Bob Fulton might be looking to the reserve grade side for a replacement and use that head bin to try and get O'Connor back on deck.
Yes, well, the trainer there with O'Connor is holding up a finger and saying, how many do you see? He's in Disneyland at the moment. On the tap restart, Daly's monstering him, getting him back. Oh, he's driven him back about 10 metres. Good stuff from the big fella. On to Shepherd, winding up. Worth at dummy half. Way to Spina. Spina back to McGahn. Looks for support. That was the switch move they use. Go the open, then cut it back to the blind. McGahn at dummy half, around about halfway. Spina. He's made a break, and it's a good one too. He's got right through the gap, looks back on the inside, gets it back inside to French. French taken out of the play by Vaughton with a good tackle. Good ball and all tackle, holding him down. There'll be a penalty if he doesn't. Brendan Hall gets it a pass away. The kick's gone there, and it's been miraculously saved by Shearer, has it? Well, Slippery Morris somehow got himself involved in that.
And Manly just hanging off somewhat that allowed that initial break, but Shearer getting back to claim it and Morris himself, but McCallum ruling the knock on by Morris.
Well, it's a Manly feed, Des Hasler, and there's a penalty straight away. This is against Eastern Suburbs for pirouetting the scrum around, moving the scrum around, not packing square on. Shearer. Good torpedo punt, takes play beyond the quarter line. Daly came away with about a 10-metre gain there. Cochrane. Gibbs stands in a tackle. Belted to the ground. Rampling was the prime mover in that. Well, that could have been a penalty to Manly there. There was an Eastern Suburbs player lying between the play the ball and the dummy half. Gibbs. Hasler. Lyons. Kick downfield. It should find touch. No, it doesn't. It broke straight ahead. Morris away to Worth. Worth goes across field looking for support. Hasler's there. They've got him hemmed off, and he's made a net gain of about 2 metres in a 40-metre gallop. Smith. Chuella. Hall. Stands in a tackle, gets the ball back. Gibbs intercepts. Now Manly in possession, only about 30 metres out from the Eastern Suburbs line. Clear. Vaughton decides to straighten it up. There were too many up on the outside, quickly on his own back line. Cochrane. Daly. Got a pass away, back to Cochrane. Vaughton. Lyons. Got a pass there to Gibbs. Gibbs knocks on. It's a bit of wasteful football from Manly. Yes, let's have a look at these lower grade results. The teams that have won will go through into the grand final. St George in the under-23s defeated Parramatta 22-16, and Penrith completely outclassed the Manly reserve grade side 22-6. And there's a penalty against the Manly side for collapsing the scrum. As you can see, the entire front row went down there. Well, Big Crusher Cleal on screen at the moment is, after about 16 minutes, hasn't taken any part in the game at this stage. Smith's torpedo punt over the sideline on the halfway line. Now Simpkins will tap it. Gives it to Smith. Smith to McGahn. And a net loss there of ground, but he gets up and plays it to Smith. Away to Shepherd. A nice pass to Rampling. Rampling gets the pass away. It's gone to ground. I think Davis has fallen on it for Manly. Lyons, Shearer. Straight away decked by 2 or 3 players, and he's lost the football. Well, a very untidy opening to this game. There's a heck of a lot of lost ball. Neither side commanding great respect at the moment. Melrose, the dummy back to Worth. Melrose at dummy half. Truella, Smith tackled beautifully. Ronson was the man. Melrose at dummy half again. Gibbs puts him away. Hall runs from dummy half. He's very nearly through the gap. Got himself into the quarter. Couple of tackles to go. Gill needs to come straight and hard there. Is it within a short 10 metres of the Manly line? Spina, the little kick through, beautifully half volleyed by Williams. Magnificent. So Manly back in possession. See it again. A great half volley. Cochrane runs crossfield. Actually, he's lost ground there. That's about 1.5 metre loss. Hasler. Spring-heeled runner. Makes it nearly to the quarter. Still no score in the match. And the Manly side having a great deal of difficulty getting through a pretty well-drilled Eastern Suburbs defence. Shearer gets it downfield. It's end over end. Worth fields at 10 metres from his line on the second bounce. He runs into a swarm of trouble there. Melrose makes the dummy half move. Smith standing on the open side of him. Goes round now. And he's driven backwards 1 metre. They're about 1.5 metres outside their quarter. McGahn, Spina, Shepherd, and Hall dropped the ball with nobody in front of him. And an overlap on the outside to Slippery Morris. There was a golden opportunity there for a long run. Well, there it was. Yes, Paul Vorton's taken a long while to recover from the knock. This is the occasion that he went down. I think he copped the elbow of Lyons. I think that's how that came about. Melrose, cut out pass to McGahn. Vorton has been taken off the field, and we're going to have a replacement, David.
Yes, Owen Cunningham in 21, the man in picture, has come on. The young fellow that came on at Brookvale Oval for a first-grade debut earlier this year and had an outstanding game. But Paul Vorton into the head bin for stitches to the cut to the right eye.
Well, Owen Cunningham has performed admirably on the occasions he's been brought on as a replacement for Manly in past games, so I don't think they'll be weakened in any great way by his loss. By the loss of Vorton, rather. Hasler. Pass back inside to Cochrane, to Lyons. Taken out of it by Simpkins. Right on the halfway line. Daly. Daly streaming forward, looking for support. He's made a good break. Gets a pass away there to Cochrane. Cochrane stands in a tackle, got a pass away there. I think it's been taken by Crusher Cleal, who's trying to get to his feet. Lyons gets it, and it's going to be a penalty. Failed to let the player get to his feet. It was Davis instead of the call I made was Cleal. So Davis was the wing three-quarter who wasn't allowed to get to his feet correctly. Well, Michael O'Connor taking a long time to have a look at this. Gets the points, so Manly have hit the front. And it's taken a long, long while. We've been going for 28 minutes. Manly 2, Eastern Suburbs 0. I noticed Townie Rampling going up the left-hand touchline. There he is in the bottom of his screen without a shoe at the moment. He's going to play on with it, is he? No, he's going to play on without a boot. Well, I would suggest that that's against the rules. That he needs to have a pair of boots on, not just one. We won't cavil at it. Shearer. Tackled just as he comes to the quarter line. Ronson at dummy half. McGowan takes him in a head tackle, but it wasn't a dangerous head tackle. It was just an arm around the shoulders. Cunningham goes away for a bit of a sprint there. Trevor Patterson's coming on for somebody. Tony Rampling, yes, that's correct.
He's coming on for Rampling. I think he's using the torn boot as the head bin, Rex, using the rules pretty loosely.
Well, Paul Vorton's okay and about to make a reappearance on the field. Just the bare 8 stitches he's had. By gee, they're hard men, aren't they? Now here's Daly again. They gave him an instant medical on that occasion with his jaw. He survived it. Cochrane, Hasler, Shearer. Just getting in behind Lyons there. I wouldn't have been surprised had he not been penalised, but the referees thought better of it. Williams, the kick downfield. Well, it's going to be a very good kick. Oh, is it? No, it's not. By heavens. Worth took the odds to that. Didn't go for it. Then the ball popped up on its end beautifully for him. Only about a centimetre in from the sideline. Melrose throws the dummy. Takes the heavy tackle from Gibbs. Patterson. Out there to French. 2-0 the score. We're having about 4 minutes and a half to the half-time break. Well, Crusher Cleal got involved with a bit of defence work there. Slippery Morris. McGowan. Dummies. Back to Truella. Last tackle coming up now. What are the tactics? Well, Patterson's gone downfield for the run. The chase. Well, surely he's not onside. Smith, is he? Patterson threw the ball behind him. The ball's been kicked ahead. Williams will get to it and allows it to go over the touch and goal line. Well, I don't know what Patterson was thinking of there, that running downfield before the kick was taken. There's the flick pass that came to grief. Cochrane comes away with it. 3 minutes, 52 seconds to half-time. Out to Vorton. Good pass there out to Ronson. Just looking at Vorton's right eye, it's a mess. It really is. On a Cleal. Trying to burst his way through. It does take several men to pull him down. That's one of the values of him. Hasler. They've handled Hasler very well. Cochrane. Gets another kick or gets another penalty. They were inside the 5 yards. It's right on the halfway line, so he's going to have to kick for touch. Now here's Rampling with his new boot coming out, which I think hardly fails to be the head bit. Anyway, we'll leave that for the rugby league to sort out. On to Pocock. Trying to get to his feet quickly. Cochrane. Hasler. One-handed pass away to Vorton. Vorton steams ahead, gets to within 11 metres. Good chance for Manly now to get on the board. Pass looked a little bit forward to Crusher Cleal. Just a touch and the pressure's off.
And the hand was going up there from Malcolm Cochrane too, just yelling out to Crusher there, when you're going to come, make sure you come from the deep. Manly forwards on occasion standing too flat as we see Patterson make his way off and Rampling back out there.
2 minutes exactly to half-time. Spina's got the ball in his hands. He's beaten Vorton. Hasler comes away and Lyons comes across and picks him off very nicely. Will seem to lose the football there, so Manly have still got some pressure they can apply here with a scrum feed by Des Hasler.
And only about a minute and a half, so with the feed from Manly. The Eastern Suburbs back line is flat. So many times you see a side now use the option of a kick into the in goal.
Well, Manly will go the open through. Hasler got a pass away beautifully to Williams. Williams has got it away out to Ronson, and Ronson's going to score. He's going to go round a little bit. That's a good try at a critical moment. In the last couple of minutes before half-time, Manly's Ronson has gone in for a good try. Good quick hands from Williams. See it again.
On the State Bank replay, one of the most difficult positions on the field to defend. Scrum set nearly in the middle of the field, and we saw Cliff Lyons used as a dummy as he went back to the blind side. Hasler didn't decide to pass to Lyons, used the option and went out wide. And some beautiful passing from the Manly backs. He got outside, just outside Brandon Hall, enough to drag in the defences of the Eastern Suburbs centres, and some great passing, long passing, and right in front of the man bursting onto it. Perfect rugby league to take this advantage just before the break. You saw Lyons try and dummy himself to the blind. That was the all-important pass from Hasler that dragged into defence, left the way open for Ronson, and he charged onto the ball. Truella tried to get there in vain, but what an important try for Manly.
Not an easy angle for around the corner kicking. Well, not an easy angle, but he's really managed it with a beautifully caressed kick. He really failed to belt that. He just caressed it. So at the half-time break, we've got a scoreline that reads Manly 8, Eastern Suburbs 0. The try came to Ronson. You remember it. It just happened just a few seconds before half-time. And goals 2 from 2 to Michael O'Connor. Eastern Suburbs yet to get on the board. A magnificent day out here with a great crowd. I don't know what it is, but we're hopeful of seeing some more excellent football in the second half. I'll be back then. Manly's coming back onto the field at the moment. Eastern Suburbs are already out there. Easts are facing a deficit of 8 points to 0, and they'll have it all to do. The wind appears negligible. There are no changes on either side, David.
No changes. There is a little bit of concern about Brendan Hall. He's been playing with an injured knee for the last couple of weeks. He limped off at half-time. You might notice that his left leg is pretty heavily strapped. It'll be interesting to see how he performs in the opening 10 minutes of the second half.
And I must tell everybody a funny thing. Noel Kelly, the former international, who was a great personality in rugby league, has finally given up the butchering business and gone into the boat business, would you believe? He's got houseboats on Barara waters. So, Captain Ned. Well, there was a knock-on from the kick-off. I think Williams was the player that put it down. And Spina will have the feed. This game is not over by any means. Let nobody be under any illusions. Eastern Suburbs are capable of scoring long tries, and plenty of them. Simpkins going from dummy half, trying that little pivot that he's made part of his game. Truella, McGahn looking for Melrose. Melrose gets it downfield. It'll go to Shearer. On the bounce. Well, he made heavy weather of getting outside his quarter there. There were 3 tacklers there. Ronson coming in, taking the load off the forwards, as all the wingers do these days. It's a good ploy. Hasler. Back to Ronson. Ronson, a net gain of about a yard there. Cochrane. Shearer's kick downfield, goes to work, beautifully taken, positioned himself magnificently, went down to it. He's tackled on the halfway line. Melrose, a long cut-out pass out to Hall. He's carrying that strapping on his knee. He did last week too. McGahn looking for the inside pass there. Crusher Cleel comes up with another solid tackle. Truella ran out of traction there. He tried to run from dummy half and his feet went from under him. McGahn. Last tackle coming up now. Shearer standing at fullback, shielding his eyes. He's not going to get a chance to take this bomb because it hasn't gone far enough. Hasler takes it. He goes straight down. A Manly player falls over him. I think it was Williams. Shearer just angling there slightly sideways and not being able to get a go on. Pocock. That's a good tear-away run, about 14 or 15 metres. Cochrane, Hasler, Lyons, or threw the ball anywhere. That was ridiculous. He was looking for an outside pass on Williams, and Williams had overrun him. Good run here by... Oh, he's going to score a try on his own by the look of it. No, he's not. Yes, he is. The referee... No, he's ruled a double movement. The referee has ruled a double movement. It looked a doubtful one to me, but I would see that again and see what you think yourself.
Well, he certainly could have kept his mind on the job. I think that his momentum was still carrying. The ball hadn't reached the ground at any stage there. Shepherd right here, if he had have convinced himself that he was going to stride right out, he was looking for support. Now the tackle was still taking him. Well, I'm going to call that a try for Eastern Suburbs. Manly have got to get their mind back on the job. Their forwards especially, they've got to control this ball and finish or start this second half rather than the way they finished the first half. They've come up with another error now. They're the ones that match fitness-wise won't be finishing on in this game. You would expect Eastern Suburbs to finish the stronger.
Rampling and Cochrane going at it. I believe that Rampling probably started it, but the referee's going to adjudicate on this. See what you think. Well, it's only push and shove after all. There's not a blow being thrown in anger in that lot. The penalty's gone to Eastern Suburbs, and he'll take a kick at goal from about 4 metres outside his quarter. This is young Smith.
And that's a change of ideas from the tactics of Hugh McGann as well. He declined the opportunity to kick from a better position in the first half. That was the 2 points that went begging, and Hugh McGann was the man that lost the ball on the occasion following that decision. So whether or not something's been said at half-time by Arthur Beetson, he's now decided to turn around to take the 2 points here.
Well, Artie Beetson there taking a long look at this. In the stand, David Smith. 8 points to 0. Critical kick because it puts them back within trying a goal of being a drawn game at that stage. Smith, 4 metres outside the quarter, 10 metres in from the sideline. No goal taken by Shearer. He's evaded 2 tackles. Brings it out 10 metres. Good stuff. Well, Shearer taking a long while to get to his feet. Away to Crusher Cleal. I think Crusher's probably been told he's got to get a lot more involved in the second half. Gibbs took heavy treatment there. Rampling was one. Pocock winds it up the blind side. Way to Shearer. Gets a kick downfield again. It's gone straight to Worth. Worth runs up and gets a heavy tackle there from Michael O'Connor and Lyons. McGann. Morris. Caught by Pocock. And Daly came in to finish it. 10 metres from the halfway line. Truella through the gap. Couldn't get his hands free. Had support on the outside. Tony Melrose. Slippery Morris runs from dummy half. Gets caught on the quarter line by Gibbs. Spinner. Hall. McGann. Long cut-out pass. Out to French. Taken straight away by Davis. McGann. Melrose. Dummied. But a pass back. It's been intercepted by Michael O'Connor. I thought the pass was forward marginally, but he's taking a long while to get to his feet. Davis upended very smartly. Cochrane at dummy half. On to Williams. Flicked a pass away to Gibbs. Gibbs has gone through 1 tackle, 2. Ends up on the ground with French and McGann on top of him. Davis. Hasler. Incredible surge this player's got, but he goes to go between 2 defenders. Crusher Cleal up the blind side, ran straight over the top of French. Straight over the top of him. Cochrane. Vaughton, the kick has gone up in the air, not going anywhere. Lyons takes it, drops it, picked up again, now knocked on this time. Well, the scrum midfield now, right in the dust bowl there, which used to be the cricket pitch. Williams limping back into position. Eastern Suburbs come over with it. Hall, cut out pass to Worth. They chase him across field and in a touch. That's bad play by Eastern Suburbs, very bad. Michael O'Connor used his pace. See it here.
Good defence from O'Connor. He showed the sideline there to Worth, and the fullback doesn't need to be told here that he'd come up with a major error. And Manly, who have been under a lot of pressure, now get the first opportunity to get back inside Eastern Suburbs territory with this scrum feed.
Hasler, Lyons, cut out pass to O'Connor. Got a pass away there to Williams. Lyons back on the inside to Williams. Back to Cochrane, who's been looking for a run, but hasn't had one yet. Gibbs running from dummy half. Good strong diagonal run. Hasler goes off on a gallop. He's tearing through and he's up to the quarter. Good play. Shearer, Vaughton, Lyons, slips, pivots, tries to go back on the inside there. Vaughton. Shearer puts the bomb up, comes through. It hasn't gone very far. Worth makes a meal of it. Fallen on by Gibbs. Manly 6 to go. Inside the quarter. Lyons to Shearer. About 18 metres out from the Eastern Suburbs line. Hasler to Vaughton. Very powerful play. Gets up, plays it forward as he's entitled to do. Goes to within 3 metres of scoring. Where's Crusher Cleal? Hasler. Lyons back on the inside to Crusher. He couldn't make the proper impetus to get himself over. He's played it forward and has scored. No, he hasn't. He's offside. Walked off the mark, played it, kicked it ahead. The ball ricocheted into an Eastern Suburbs player. See it again.
Well, he's ruled here that Cleal didn't play the ball properly in the fashion in bringing it up with him and then placing it onto the ground to release it. So all that opportunity lost for Manly, but that was what I was talking about in the first half. Manly, no doubt, Bobby Fulton talking to them at halftime. The option being used when those Eastern Suburbs defences come up out wide, use Crusher back inside off Cliff Lyons.
Well, the kick is not a bad one. It takes play out to the quarter. French, the winger, comes centre. Chuella mounts a charge up the middle. McGahn, spinner, back to Gilmeister. Shepherd dropped it, picked up by Williams. Pocock's got it. Goes back towards the Eastern Suburbs line. Ball's been kicked through yards, and it's a penalty against Laurie Spina for lifting his foot before the ball was down. Michael O'Connor, 2 goals from 2 attempts. The last one was a very, very good effort. We'll see what he comes up with on this occasion. 9 metres outside the quarter. By G's made no mistake, 3 from 3. Michael O'Connor, Manly 10, Eastern Suburbs 0. Hasler. Ronson, a player that's come on a pace this year, was not a regular first grader at the start of the season. He's minimised all the errors that he had in his game, and it's good stuff. Ron Gibbs has gone right through the middle of the ruck. He's looking for support. He can't get a pass away. That's okay. Start again. 8 metres out from the opposition's quarter line. Away to Michael O'Connor. Michael O'Connor drops the ball forward. Just dropped it. Well, astonishing.
Get him right, bud, get him right.
French caught by Davis. And Daly's going to be called out for this. See it again. Yes, David.
Yes, Trevor Patterson, the man that's come on. He'll come on for Simpkins, which will mean it appears the man coming off is the prop forward Shepherd. So that's the replacement. We also have Leggett warming up on the touchline. Pocock's back on the bench on the sideline here after being in the head bin. So replacements happening all over the place. But the big one is that Jeremy Ticehurst is about to come on, warming up on the touchline for Michael O'Connor, who has requested 5 or 10 minutes in the head bin.
Simpkins, Patterson. It's not a bad time to bring replacements on halfway through the half. 20 minutes to go. Still plenty of venom in the tackling of both sides. Truella to Spina. The dummy out to McGahn. And he's being tackled a fair bit today. Spina. Young Hall gets through one tackle of Lyons, but Hasler was able to get to him. Got a pass back inside to Rampling. Rampling loses the ball forward. Yes, Jeremy Ticehurst coming on now. I think Michael O'Connor will come off and Ronson will probably go into the centre. Yeah,
Pocock's the man coming on. What a great riches the Manly side have got, though. 138 points Mal Cochran scored for Manly, so they're not losing too much in the goal-kicking department with O'Connor coming off either.
Well, Pocock waiting to go on there on the sideline with the touch judge. Now they'll be penalised unless they get their scrum straight. It's one against the feed. It's good stuff from Eastern Suburbs, using the ball out to McGahn. McGahn to Spina. The crowd are coming alive. Spina's on the move. Tries to get a pass away, does so. And that player's been put down only about 3 metres out. Out to Hall. Hall, a long cut-out pass to Smith. Smith got a pass away to French, and French is in for a try, and it'll look forward to me. I think Mr. McCullum's made a blunder. The pass looks a foot forward.
I also thought that the break by Laurie Spina earlier on in the pass that went back inside was forward, but this is the one coming up now as Melrose takes them on out wide. Oh, touch and go situation. As French charged onto that ball, but even the one earlier, as I said, I thought was forward from Spina to Worth. So here we're coming out wide, and Melrose will be the man with the ball, trying to draw the centre's defensive in. He just goes past that line there. If we can see if he hands this ball forward. Manly players had no hesitation, calling Cliff Lyons in back play and Stuart Davis calling for the forward pass. McCallum said no, and Eastern Suburbs back in to open this semi-final, certainly open once more.
Problems. So now the score in this wide open semi-final. Manly 10, Eastern Suburbs 6. Lyons. He's right through. Gets the pass back on the inside to Williams. He's lost the ball. The ball's been kicked through, and it's a penalty to Manly, holding a tackle, holding a player away from the ball.
And there's no doubt about it, when Cliffy Lyons turned and looked back inside, David French was the man that had hold of the Manly support players. So he had no hesitation whatsoever. As Cliff Lyons looks back inside, there's French hanging onto the jumper already in the arm of Williams. So another opportunity for 2 points now, and a fairly good position for Malcolm Cochrane.
From 5 metres outside the quarter. And I suspect it's about 15 metres to the left. The crowd, if he's concerned with the crowd, are giving him a real workout. There they go. And he's missed it. So the score remains Manly 10, Eastern Suburbs 6. The redeeming feature of the kick was that it was kicked dead, so Manly should get the ball back. Well, he's a couple of minutes late. Michael O'Connor's coming back on the field. Hasler. Well, he's caught by the jumper by McGann in an unconventional tackle, but very effective. Shearer. Stepped and weaved his way through 3 or 4 of them there. Out to Vaught. Out to Lyons. Lyons dummies. Goes back on the inside. Looking for support. Couldn't get a pass away. Cochrane. Vaught. Gibbs was on his shoulder, but couldn't get the ball. Crusher Cleal. Out to Hasler. Hasler back inside to Lyons. Lyons will go all the way. No, he's got him for a double movement.
Well, I can't believe it. This is the 3rd ruling against a double movement in the semi-final action this weekend. This has got to be a try for Manly. The momentum's carried him across the line. The top half of his body's ended up going across this try line. I really can't believe the crackdown by both referees this weekend. See it for yourself as he bounces. He just hits. Look, his waist and legs have gone across the try line. That's a try to Manly.
Mr. McCullum in all sorts of trouble at the moment. One would suggest that he's trying to be so fair to either side that he's lost control of the game slightly. Referee, that was a tackle, according to him, across the chest. Little kick over the top, taken by Lyons. That was Simpkins who did the kick. The referee's down. He's been run into by Paddy Vorton. He's in some trouble. Let's see it again, because that was a hell of a thud. Here it was, the kick over the top. The players coming through. And, well, we're not with the action on that occasion. Eastern Suburbs scrum win. Out to Hall. Away to Melrose. Belted. McGann. Slippery Morris. He's made some good inroads, and he's taken out of it and over the sideline by Shearer.
So there's no doubt that the match fitness might be catching up with Manly, struggling a little bit as we go to the last 5 minutes. Dale Shearer, though, the man with plenty of pace. Stevie Morris, I thought, might have chipped ahead to try and get around him.
Out the Manly side, Hasler runs across field. Shearer from dummy half tries to go ahead, but he's tackled straight away. Davis. Truella was there with the lifting of the legs. Gibbs.
On behalf of the players, thank you.
Just a few more metres. Cochrane. Shearer had to dummy as the defence came to him. The ball's gone down to Worth, who'll field it. There's plenty of tacklers there. And they upend him on the quarter line, just outside it. Lyons. He's done about 15 tackles, all of them good ones. Oh, there's a tackle. Williams on Melrose. Really belted him. We'll keep a countdown for you. We're inside the last 5 minutes. Eastern Suburbs moving it around like a hot potato at the moment. Gary Worth tackle by O'Connor. Melrose, long cut-out pass. The pass probably went forward. It did.
And Madison's coming on.
And now Gibbs has diving to attempt to get that ball, has damaged himself in some way. Yes, David, the replacement.
Yeah, well, Gibbsy struggles at the centre of the field. The man coming off is Simpkins. Now, that'll cause a reshuffle in this Eastern Suburbs side. Truella will move from the lock forward role to hook for Eastern Suburbs. And Terry Madison coming on the under-23 lock forward. He'll wear number 34.
Well, Gibbs came in there hurtling to dive on a loose ball that was on the ground. You can see the way he came in. And he's landed, I would imagine he's damaged his shoulder in some way, with his arm extended to the full. Owen Cunningham is apparently going to be the replacement.
Yes, he's the man coming on. Gibbsy is getting to his feet, and Cunningham's been called back, in fact. So the Iron Man, Ron Gibbs, lives on for the last 5 minutes.
Well, the last 4 minutes, actually. Now, we've got the Manly trainer being told to come off. No, Gibbs is coming off now. He's finally given up. Hall's been tackled about 12 metres out from his line. Out to McGard. Good strong defence there on French. Spinning it very wide, very quickly. Patterson's in possession. They've come up outside the quarter. They're approaching the halfway line. And there's the hooter. So Manly are into the grand final for 1987 to play the winner of the match next week between Eastern Suburbs and Canberra. So Arthur Beetson there has still got a week of his football to go, of his coaching. The score, as befitting a major semi-final, fairly low, 10 points to 6. Ronson scored a try for Manly. Goals 3 from 3 to O'Connor. For Eastern Suburbs, a try to French, and Smith 1 goal from 2 attempts. Manly 10, Eastern Suburbs 6.